Welcome back to MaxsGarajMahal, and it is the end of the mowing season in Arkansas, we think, and it's time to wrap up this aftermarket battery. This is a Lasica battery. It's also the same as the Bizway, and we thought we would go ahead and put this battery on, and we're going to test it against the Ryobi, which we've been doing all season. So far, with our testing, this Lasica battery, let's see if I can show you the brand label here, is, hopefully that'll eventually focus. I don't know how people get these things to focus so easily. Let's get my hand in there. Okay, so it's Lasica, L-A-C, or I'm sorry, L-A-S-I-C-A, Lasica. It's a 40 volt lithium. It is a 240 watt hour, 6 amp hour battery, and it is going to be up against the Ryobi 40 volt, 4 amp hour, 144 watt hour. Now, I don't have one of these in a 6, and Ryobi, if you would like to send us a 6 amp hour, we will test it orange for orange, apple for apple. We'd be glad to do that. At this time, we are going to go ahead and do an ohm meter reading on it, and they're both fully charged. I think you can see all of the cells are saying that we are up and ready to go. And I've been going to a trade show for, I was gone for about 10-12 days, so the batteries have been charged and sitting there without being used, so any residual charge that is no longer in them from use, prior use, not since they've been charged, but over the time they've been sitting without being utilized, should be normalized now. So let's set this, since it's above 20 volts, we're going to go ahead and set this thing at 200, and we'll try to get it where you can see it here. And we're going to put this on ground, this on positive, and it says 40.1 volts on the Ryobi. I don't know that you could see that, so let me try to zero in here a little bit and get down here where you can see it. Bear with me for just a moment. We'll try to get you on there tight enough to see the numerals. Alright, let's see here. It's not real clear. I haven't cleaned that lens since I came home. I might need to do that too. So let's see. Can you see those numerals from there? Right. I've also got a hood on this thing, so I know it makes it a little more difficult for me to see what you're seeing. So let me back out a little bit. That's the end, isn't it? Hopefully that's clear enough. Okay, let's try that. Alright, Mr. Cameraman, which is me, is not doing a very good job today. Alright, so I'm going to get on the negative. And here on the positive. Try to get the wires out of your way. And hopefully you can read that. It's 40. Come on, get on there. 0.0 volts. Okay, that's on the Ryobi. Now let's get this thing turned around here, get on this Lasica, and see if we can hold everything in place while you see what we've got here. And this is 41.1 volts. Okay, so we're going to back out here. I'll get to the MGM logo in here. Okay, and I hope you notice we have all kinds of caps now ready to go. We've got the embroidered, we've got the screen print, we've got Hustler More Owners embroidered, we've got the rat rod, pink rat rod hat here. Yeah, look pretty ratting, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got the embroidered, and we've got these things in a couple of colors, and we'll probably bring on some more. And again, we've got the screen print. These things are going to go for like $16.95. These are going to go in embroidered for like $19.95 plus shipping and handling, which is about $5. So it's a whole lot cheaper for me to produce these things for you myself and get them out there to you than it is to go through Redbubble, Teespring, and all those, because I know those prices are ridiculous. I probably wouldn't pay that price for a hat, and I don't know why you would either. So anyway, all the support that you do is greatly appreciated, and we are going to be getting back on this this World Land Speed Record series pretty soon. We're working with a manufacturer of a wheel motor company that is doing some figure crunching to get me a wheel motor assembly. We really don't want to predict the top speed because we still have to do the chassis weight, the tire diameter. We plan on using the engine RPM. I'm shooting for around 9,000 on the engine. So anyway, that should be interesting. So we're going to go get set up. We're going to take that battery, and we're going to take this machine right here, this 40 volt, what do they call this thing? Expand it. You can put all kinds of attachments on this thing, and all I have for it is the trimmer head. So let's go outside, kill some grass, cut some grass. All right, see you outside. Okay, here we go. Sucker's a little bit of a hoss. It's okay. We'll set up and get you some more footage on this thing. This thing really performs well. That battery really does bring this thing alive. And let's get set up, move to another spot. Tell you what, let me just run right down through here, use what you got for the time being. Okay, I don't know how far I went out of frame, but we'll go ahead and set up some more. I know this is going to be boring, but anyway, it's got to be done. We're going to see how long this thing will go. All right, be back. Here we go again. Ryobi, I have a bone to pick with you. I probably spend more time fixing this bump head right here than I do actually using this this head. And if this is your best quality, you've got some work to do, boys and girls. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you like it is. This is not the best unit on the market, in my opinion, as far as the head goes. I have no problem with the motor and the drive. It seems to be doing great. But I tell you what, I'm not a big fan of this this bump head. It just does never work. If you ever try to bump it out, it never bumps out. It's always end up hand feeding it. Say hello to the United States Air Force. These guys are up here flying training missions to make sure that we're safe across this country. And I really appreciate all the effort and work they put into keeping our young pilots ready in case of any kind of emergency throughout the world. And they do all kinds of search rescue missions with those planes, as well as humanitarian pickups and drop-offs throughout the world, and just a great bunch of people. I'm sure proud to get to hear those things fly over our airspace every day. So it's I just want to give them a little shout out to the United States Air Force and all of our military throughout the country, and thank you very kindly for allowing us the freedoms that we all enjoy here to make the videos and bring these various tools to you guys to enjoy, to view and watch the demonstrations and presentations of and all that stuff. And I don't normally have this much trouble putting this in here, but anyway, I don't normally have it on camera either, so anyway, bear with me if we're just doing another moment. And I'll finish up this run, but I did want to make sure I gave a shout out to the U.S. military and all their members that throughout the world keeps us all safe. And thank you again. So let's see, we're about ready to get back to work here. Pull this through, get it in the groove, get our groove on here. By the way, this is a lot easier if you do it from scratch and don't try to redo this. That's the reason why I don't like this head. And by the way, we've got a company or two that's asked us to review their trimmer heads, and we've got one called 1-2 Trim that's being shipped out to us now in both the residential and commercial, and we're looking forward to putting on both this electric and a gasoline trimmer, as well as we've got one in the house now, but I don't have the proper nut to install it. And I spoke to the manufacturer yesterday. We should have, as soon as that nut comes in, we also are going to have to get a nut for this. But as soon as that nut comes in, we're going to go out, and since I'm not going to have a lot of grass to trim with those, we want to give a shout out to 1-2 Trim and Triclone Manufacturing. They've got some amazing trimmer heads. I just can't hardly wait to go out and shoot them. The 1-2 Trim is really for grass, and the Triclone, I want to give a shout out to Daniel Laberta. Daniel, sorry about that. He is a retired military that owns that manufacturing for Triclone, and fantastic guy, and he's got some things coming down the pike for humanitarian services as well as the Department of Defense, and we look forward to the time that he gets these out there on the market for you guys to see and watch them all in service, like in such ways as, and I don't want to throw this out there too much information, but he's going to be able to get into places like during hurricanes and tornadoes and flooding and such as that, to help rescue people with this technology and keep the people that are doing the rescue safe, because it will be an unmanned rescue machine, which I think is fantastic. Daniel, thank you for thinking of the people of our country. Thank you for supporting our country and defending it. So let's go ahead, get back on this, and I'm going to cut for a while. I'm going to do a lot of cutting and come back. Hopefully I can save a little bit for the two manufacturers so that you can see what they do, and we'll get some more of this done. Hang loose. Okay, there you go, guys. Go down around the street, but you really can't see the street edge from here. You should be able to see down through there. Wind's coming up, so I know it's getting windy in the mic, so I'll turn this thing off. But just thought I'd show you. Fourth time since I've seen you, about 5 minutes ago. Fixed the string again. Oh well. That's life, guys. Ryobi, get this trimmer head fixed. Alrighty, we just came in from outside, and as you can see, I run it down. Okay, I mean, that's as far as it's going to go. So let's stow the ohm meter to it, voltmeter. So we'll get the battery off here. A little tired in my old age, you know how it goes. Come on, booger. I like that fit, I have to give it that. It don't shake, rattle, and roll. It stays right where you put it. Alright. Do it like that. Against that corner. Let's get the ohm meter out here. Flip her back on. She's down to 13.4. 13.4. Can you see that? Alright, let me see if I can capture these blades here. So that's the bottom of those lithium ion batteries. And there you go. Alright, so we've used that one up. We're going to go out and take this 4.0 Ryobi, do some more cutting. Meanwhile, we're going to put this little rascal right here, this Lasica, on the charger and see how long it takes to charge. So we'll be back. Okay, well, it's another day, and we thought we'd wrap this thing up for the Lasica Bizway batteries for the Ryobi machine. And we took this thing off the charger, oh, it's been a little while ago, and it's been sitting here on the bench waiting for me to come back and see if I can see what it charged up to. And alright, let me get down here where you can see the gauge here. Alright. Stay. I don't have that trained yet. I need to work on that. Okay. Let's see. I believe we need to zoom just a little bit. Okay. I don't know how many charges. I haven't really counted them. But this thing, this Ryobi 40 volt trimmer has been doing a lot of work around, and it's been run down and charged, I'd say probably 25 times anyway, probably a few more times than that. Alright, there it is, right there it is. I don't have my seeing up close glasses on, guys, so bear with me. 41.3. We started out with 41.1, charged up to 41.3 volts. So the battery's still holding up well, and it is a 40 volt Mr. Cameraman, you're not doing a very good job here, just to clue you in. Alright, so it is a 40 volt 6 amp hour 240 watt hour, that's a whole bunch of milliamps, battery, and it is labeled Lasica. I don't know if I can get there where you can see it or not. L-A-S-I-C-A. It's also a Bizway product, I believe. We buy these from the same place we buy the Bizway, and this, when I ordered this in a Bizway, they sent me this Lasica. So they're same specifications, everything, so I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm assuming they are exactly the same thing. These things really fit well on the machine. They don't rattle around. They really fit nice and tight in the chargers. It charges probably within, I think, to be honest with you, it was somewhere around the neighborhood of less than 2 hours, which is pretty good for that. And I've seen it charge faster, but I didn't have it completely dead a couple of times. So that really is not a perfect test. But I'm going to go ahead and give the Ryobi machine here as well. I don't know if I can get this whole thing in here, probably not from this distance. But there's the little Ryobi machine. And it's only thing that I find that's a failure on this sucker is, you see this right here? It does this a lot. For some reason, it'll pop, and I've been meaning to mark one side and then see which side it is that breaks that wire so much. Maybe one more so than the other, but I'm not really sure. But I'm going to change this head out anyway to a different head and see if I can get a better quality cut. Not cut, the cut's fine. Better quality bump, because this thing don't bump worth a flip. So the battery, guys, is a much better quality than the head on this Ryobi. The Ryobi machine is doing great. The head sucks. Ryobi, fix it. So, and send me 2 of them when you get it fixed so I can test them and test one against the other, because until I see it working, Ryobi, I don't believe it, okay? And I don't think any of these viewers will either. So if you haven't got one of these 40 volt 6 amp hour batteries, I'll put you a link to where you can get them down in the description below. And get with Afterlife, or I think it's After Sales is the email address, where if you have a problem, they will address it to you directly and immediately. And I've only heard of one problem with any of their batteries. And when I got it here, I brought it back from the GIE Expo. When I brought it back here, for some reason, and Mr. Kramer, I'm going to do some more testing on it, but right now it's 100% charged. We're going to try to use that thing a little bit and see if we can duplicate the problem that you received the battery has. I know it charged immediately and then it failed on one cell. So what we're going to do, we're going to test that battery as well, and we'll get back to you guys and let you know how that works, and get back to Mr. Kramer, which is the MaxsGarajMahal engineer. And thumbs up, Mr. Kramer, for going with us to GIE Expo. We really had a lot of fun with you, and I know all the people that met you enjoyed meeting you as well. So appreciate everybody coming by and listening to all my babble. And I would again recommend this Lasica Bizway battery products. They do a great job, and we appreciate you all once again coming by. Please share these videos. Also, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you can, if you felt like you got anything out of this. And we do appreciate it one more time. Y'all come back and see me now. You hear? MaxsGarajMahal. Now let's see. I can't really tell what you're seeing there. Okay, I've got this thing apart. Now I'm just playing with it here a little bit, Doug. And got it back on the charger, and it's testing. And I don't know if I got it on the down in there right without the case. I probably ought to put the top case back on it. And you know what? Let's just whoop it out there and do that. That'll help line it up a little bit better, maybe. All right, there's that. Now, okay, now it's charging on the right-hand side. Let's just see what I tested just a moment ago, and it showed 19.35 volts, and that's after we've been playing with it a little bit. So let's see. I never remember which way is which on these things. Okay, those are good. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this up here for you where you can see it, Doug. And I'm going to show this to everybody else while we're at it. And I don't want to unwind that cord. I got it just right for where it stays in the other room there where I use it. Alright, 4.16, 4.18, 4.17, 4.17, 4.17. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, this is the defective battery, we thought, and it didn't charge, so I've run it some, so now it's charging some more, and I believe it's going to be just fine. So even though we thought we had a bad Bizway battery, and let's see, here's the bottom right here. Actually, it's not bad. So far out of all the Bizway batteries I've tested, every one of them have been good. And with that said, we're going to add this to the back side of that 40 volt Ryobi replacement battery video. So again, you've got a Bizway battery and the little Milwaukee, and this is a Milwaukee brand tool. It's an M12 battery, and man, it's powerful, little rascal. As you can see, all the lights lit up on it. And you know what? Even though that hadn't charged yet, real quickly, I'm going to pull that back out of here. And I'm going to hit this little button right here. And you notice it's got all 4 of the lights, wherever that sucker's at right there. It's all 4 of your lights. So I don't see anything wrong with the battery. And I'm just going to go ahead and reassemble it. And then put it back in there and let it charge. And I think it's going to be just fine. If I see any more problems with it, I will report back to everybody there. And especially to Mr. Kramer. So I appreciate y'all guys watching here at Max's Garage Mahal. Y'all come back soon, yeah?